Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. And today it's a game from WCS Montreal between Sol and TLO here on Lost and Found, the latter edition. Top right-hand corner, the red Terran player. It's going to be Sol. And in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player. His name is TLO. He's from Germany and Team Liquid. Yes, I switched up my observer interface to the WCS 2.0. I asked you about it last time, and the WCS 2.0 voters slightly outnumbered the Falcon Paladin interface voters. So we're going to try this out and see how it goes. All right, a TVZ, the channel's favorite matchup, at least according to views. Hey, did you know that one of my videos hit 100,000 views the other day? It was that big old best of 7 4v4 featuring players such as Special and Mick Monroe and No Regret. Who else did we have in there? We had Scarlet played. Scarlet played as well. It was a star-studded event, man. It was crazy. It was bonkers. I did it early this year, I believe, and it just hit 100,000 views recently. So you should check that out if you haven't seen it. I'll put a link at the top right here, or I will if I remember. And then everyone can enjoy what was once. I mean, it was an hour and 20, hour and 30 minutes long solo cast. I was a crazy person, man. I was an insane person for doing it, but it totally paid off. That got so much work done for exposure for the channel. Double gas here from TLO before his expansion is done. That is going to be a Roach War, and this is going to be quick Roach pressure against Sol. He's making a Reaper. This Reaper's name is Bash Ketchingham. Bash Ketchingham wanted to be the very best like no one ever was. He thought to catch Pokemon was his real test and train them was his cause. He traveled across the land searching far and wide, however he never found any Pokemon. So he went insane. The Terran Dominion busted Bash's underground Pokemon League, which was really just an illegal dogfighting tournament, and sent him to the Reaper program as retribution. Now Bash still thinks he is a Pokemon trainer, and his KDH charges are Pokeballs to catch bug Pokemon, i.e. Zerg. Wow, this is pretty good. Pretty good backstory there, Bash Ketchingham. Okay, what you got for us, friend? Coming into the natural base, he sees no queen, he sees no Zerglings, and he says, hold on a second. There must be Lings on the other side of the map, and there are. He's heading home as fast as he can, but these Lings, honestly, could have probably shut this thing down, but instead they hid down here too long instead. That was a prime opportunity for those Zerglings to get in there and kill that SCV building the expansion, or at least slow it down. At least slow down the building of that expansion by pulling the SCV off. Now that look at this early Roach Ravager stuff out of TLO. I am liking it. Look at the Reaper. No! Bash Ketchingham scouts the Reapers, and that's about all he does. He doesn't kill anything in this entire game. Period. All right, so where are we at here? Zerglings hanging out of the front. Still could, get some shots off with this expansion. Absolutely could. There's a bunker on the high ground. There's Marines in there quickly trying to get tanks as fast as possible. Here is Sol recognizing the signs of some Roach Ravager pressure from the Zerg friend. Overlord coming in to provide high ground spotting for this main base that is going to be under assault here fairly soon. And here comes the 3 Ravager pressure with a couple Lings as well. Zerglings easily just get picked off. There we go. Now we pull off the SCVs, trying to kill the supply depot. SCVs trying to repair it before it dies. No! They cannot get it. This pressure is intense for 3 minutes into this game. It's too early for these shenanigans, says Sol. This is a 2-basing Zerg sitting on not a lot of workers, as it turns out, just number 28, and just Ravager pressure here, which is something that we've seen from time to time. Nurchio's done this in the past. All Zergs, especially European Zergs, have done this in the past. Railgun is a big fan of the early Roach pressure. It's a 3 or a 4 Roach rush, just like this with Ravagers. It just gets right on in here. Look at this. The Tech Lab's going to get picked off. There is a tank in production, but it's supply blocked. The Banshee's out. Now, the Banshee is really important for this situation. Going to get 2 of these Ravager kills. 2 SCVs are going to die. Another one's going to die here. That's 3 total. But the Banshee saves the day. Without this Banshee, this goes a lot worse for Sol. 100,000,000%. Banshee, how many kills you have? 3 kills. Hero Banshee pilot in there hovering above the ground. Meanwhile, third base is on the way here for TLO. It's late, obviously, because that pressure slowed him down, but he did some good work. Did some decent work. Killed 3 or 4 SCVs. It's 36 to 28 Harvesters right now in favor of the Zerg player, but that's fairly to be expected at this stage of the game. Overlord trying to scat on in a little bit, but nah, there are Marines there to shut that down. Reactor coming up on the factory, and is that another barracks? Yep, another barracks. We're going to see some bio play here out of Sol. We'll see how he manages to do this. Creep spread pushing from the natural base to the third base. And what is TLO doing? He doesn't have a lair. He really doesn't have much of anything. If we're honest, that double gas is still happening. Throwing up a Spore Crawler in case that Banshee decides to come across the map and try to murder him. Scouting Overlord destroyed there too by those Marines. And it's a Liberator pushing out for the follow-up out of Sol. Yeah, Spore Crawler helps with that. Queens help with that as well. Working on Numidide's Carapace so that he can get the Overlord at speed for further scouting. He really wants to know what Sol is up to. And it's just going to be standard Marine tank stuff at this stage of the game. He got... What the heck? Did he even use that reactor factory? No, he didn't. He made the reactor, and he's going to swap the barracks on over to it. So that is an interesting little decision there. So definitely going for a Marine tank at this stage. Is he working on upgrades, getting stim? Couple engineering base here too. And it looks like the game has really settled in after that early pressure from TLO. Fourth base morphing on in here too. I guess while they have some downtime. Hope you enjoyed the cheese. I meant to post it on Halloween night on Wednesday, but instead it got posted on Tuesday. Exactly, literally at the same time. Oh, not Liberator die. Hold your horses. Ah, was here. Okay. Yeah, not bad. Not bad job there by Sol. Anyway, it was Cheese compilation. It had some good creative stuff in there. I recommend you go back and watch it. I know the Cheese isn't super high level. It's not pros, but it's very interesting regardless. And I really enjoy casting it. I saw some stuff I'd never seen before. So definitely go check out the Cheese compilation if you enjoy that sort of thing. If you hate Cheese, then by all means, don't go for it. Banshee coming on into the fourth base. Spore Crawler gonna set up. There are no drones there for the Banshee to kill though. Main base, now there's a Spore and a couple of Queens here. You don't have Cloak though, right? No, absolutely no upgrades are done for Sol yet. He is working on stim. He's working on +1 attack and all those shenanigans, working on +1/+1 for his infantry and landing his third base just south of his natural. Centrifugal hooks coming in at Hydralisk Den for TLO. Going to be Ling Bling Hydra, which is not a bad strategy, assuming there's not a whole lot of tanks on the ground. The Banelings hitting the Marines, the Hydras cleaning everything else up is the general concept behind that. Especially if the Hydras have upgrades, they can do pretty well in that situation. So Overlords over in high spots, trying to see what they can see. They scout this drop perfectly, though. Sol, man, that's got to hurt. He's like, all right, going with a drop. Oh, immediately scouted by an Overlord. Fantastic. A few Banelings coming in here. Centrifugal hooks is not going to be done in time for this engagement. Going to drop on the edge of the creep and try to kill the creep. But there are Lings here, and they are fairly mean. They don't have any upgrades other than speed, but still, the Banelings especially, just force multipliers in that situation for sure. So 4 bases, 2-3 bases. It is 72 to 61 Harvesters in favor of the Zerg player. He's kind of running away with it. Well, the army supply is definitely favoring Sol at this stage, 60 to 46. But that's how the Zerg does, right? They make enough army just to survive while macroing behind it as hard as they can. And they kind of walk that fine line of just having enough army to defend, but not so much army that their economy suffers. Yep, Marines trying to move on into the third base here, getting chased away by Zerglings. Good pick up there, saving them quite nice. This group just gets pushed away because of the Hydralisk and the Queen that is present. Additional Hydras are already out on the map at this point. And yeah, Sol's fairly well getting shut down. He did take out some Zerglings. He's killed a couple creep tumors, but other than that, he hasn't really been able to do much to slow down TLO, which is going to be a problem for him in a couple minutes here. Marines, Marauder, pushing onto the creep, killing a couple creep tumors. But once again, Ling Bane Hydra is present in numbers with which to force away Sol. Marines picking off an Overlord, threatening the third base here. I mean, this would have been better multitasked, I think, attacking into the third while pushing that fourth, but as it stands, getting some stuff done here. Zergling's really tanking for the Hydras back here, doing the damage. Oh, trying to get that medevac, does manage to boost it away. That guy gets left behind. No, he doesn't. He manages to escape. Does he get picked up? No, he actually takes the high ground. Good for him. Not too shabby, my friend. Another attack coming into this fourth base. Marines and a Marauder. A couple Overlords going to die for sure. Sacrificial Make sure that nothing more important dies here. Queen, nice target fire on the Baneling. Hydras killing, almost killing those Marines that got left behind. But once again, Soul doing a good job, respecting his Marines' rights to live. 4th base, almost done here for Soul. Is there a 5th? This looks like the 5th base location for TLO at the 6 o'clock position. And yeah, they know this drop is here. The Hydras and the Lings do. They're not interested in letting this just get away. Hydras are looking for it, but the juke up to the top side. Nicely done by those medevacs, keeping them alive, at least for the time being. And now they're a little bit stuck. Now they're in trouble. 1 down and 2 down. Hydra DPS versus air is disgusting. And now the pressure from Soul has been shut down on that top left-hand side. In the meantime, though, it is still a 4-base to a 4-base economy. 74 to 72 workers. Soul's done a good job catching up here. Only 2 workers down at this stage, and not what you want to see if you're a Zerg player. So Soul hasn't really been able to slow down TLO, but his macro back home has been fancy pants for sure. Sensor tower finishing now for the Terran player. He is working on tanks. He's working on the barracks. All sorts of great stuff. Zerglings and Hydra trying to attack into the 3rd base a little bit and simultaneously the 4th, but Soul splitting his units fairly well and able to repel the Zerg in both situations. Are you double expanding TLO? I think he is. Yep, at the 12 o'clock position and at this 11 o'clock position too in the top left-hand corner. Consolidating his forces a little bit here is TLO, perhaps setting up for an assault on the 4th base. I don't actually know. Yeah, going down there is bad, TLO. Don't do that. There are tanks on the high ground ready to shell you as soon as you walk down into that low ground. Another Overlord is toast. And drop time. It is drop time for Soul. He wishes he was able to kind of coordinate this a little bit better, but he's still, I think, going to force a cancel on whichever base this is going to be. Well, was going to be. It's dead now. There's the cancel. All right, so official 5th base is top left. Official 6th base is at the 6 o'clock position, so that makes sense. Oh, the Queens, though, and the Spore Crawler. Yeah, this medevac, I don't know if it's not getting home. Definitely not. Hydra, attack! He toasts. All right, Marines, tanks. A lot of Marines, a lot of tanks. There's a Marauder here, which makes me feel like Banelings are not a bad idea. Also, honestly, Ultralisks, which there's an Ultralisk Cavern on the way from TLO. Pushing onto the creep here. Creep sword has not been ridiculously good from TLO, but that's because Soul's been able to put up some pressure, killing tumors here and there. Lings pushing up. More Zerglings pushing up, going up into the front. They're trying to get into the natural base, but there are enough Marines and Marauders left behind to shut that down. Oh, Zerglings trying to attack up here into this 4th. There's a planetary fortress, so they're going to get a tank. But other than that, not much is going to happen at all. The Viper count by TLO abducting those medevacs, making sure the medevac count is low and unhealthy for the Terran player. There's only 3 of them. Only 3 right now. Tank count is intimidating as all get out, though. The split on the tanks is amazing. Blinding Cloud isn't going to be able to do a whole lot. Unfortunately, chitinous plating on the way here, too, from TLO. And here we go. Are we going to do Blinding Cloud on the tanks? Is the question of the day. Yeah, Blinding Cloud on a couple of the tanks. Hydra's picking up one on the high ground. Oh, that is some amazing Blinding Cloud spread. Tank gone, tank on tank gone. Only 1 remaining back there, but he is doing a good job keeping these Lings and these Hydras away. And somehow Soul manages to keep this pressure at the front door without losing too much. Ultras are out, though, now, and that is a problem for this very Marine-heavy composition. 40 Marines and 3 Marauders and a tank right now from Soul. He is making Ghosts, which I am so in favor of. And actually, 1 Ultralisk does die to the concentrated fire of these Marines. They are sitting on +2/+2, which is incredible for them. Another base coming up for Soul up top. All right, I kind of like what Soul's doing here. In all honesty, Zerglings, Ultralisk. Again, the target fire on the Ultra needs to be there. Nice Blinding Cloud. Target fire not able to happen for a little bit. But eventually, some of these Marauders should be able to take that Ultralisk down. I don't know. Where are the Ghosts? Where is the steady targeting? Another Ultralisk on the verge of death. And there it ends up going. EMP tossed down on the Vipers. What an EMP! For sure. Is there enough stuff on the ground here to push this back? And I feel like there definitely is. Fantastic job chasing these Vipers back. They've all been EMP'd. Another Ultralisk shows up, though. Where are your tanks? Where are your Marauders? Where are your Liberators? Where are the Ghosts? I don't know if the Ghosts are around anymore. I don't see them. With this composition, they may have been target fired by these Hydras. It is such a small engagement right here at this 3rd base, but the Ultra is able to crush through, target firing down the tank, kind of messing up on the pathing here on these supply depots. And here goes nothing. Zerglings on Zerglings, Ultras on Ultras. The third base is a death trap right now for SCVs. Everybody needs to go home. That's going to be all she wrote. Zerglings up here at the 12 o'clock position for Sol. There's a planetary fortress, though, so that's going to shut that down quite nicely. And it is suddenly 187 to 120, as Todd would say, look at the supply. Because it is definitely favoring our Zerg player, the little one, right now. Yeah, he's got Lings, he's got Hydralisks, he's got Ultras, he has Banelings, he has Vipers that are slowly regenerating their health. Here comes a small group. A small army to go ahead and go along with that planetary fortress. Blinding cloud happening. Beautiful blinding clouds all over everything right now. That planetary fortress is trying to assist. It has not been blinding clouded, but I'm not sure that it actually matters right now. SCV is getting destroyed. Tanks pushing on in. This is pretty good stuff out of Sol. It's just, can he make it happen? Can he shove away the Zerg player? This Ultralisk, though, he's got 6 kills. More Ultras coming in to join again in the taking down of this planetary fortress. Planetary fortress has 33 kills, but it is going to go down to the Ultras eventually here. Small engagement to the south of the planetary. That's dead now. Too many Lings. Oh, there are your ghosts, but they can't get steady targeting off because there's Lings right on top of them. Picking them up, putting them onto the high ground. If this planetary fortress goes down, I feel really bad for Sol's position in this game. It's 101 to 145 supply. Nice steady targeting, but that's a good game. Well played out of Sol, and TLO is your winner in 16 minutes and 3 seconds. Hoorah! What an absolutely amazing, amazing ZVT there. Wow. Good one for sure. Let's go back to the game real quick. Take a look at resources lost here. Pretty even. 24,000 for Sol, 23,200 for TLO. Obviously more units lost, 496, just because he's a Zerg player. That's a lot of dead Zerglings, man. A lot of dead Zerglings. Workers killed 39. Killed by TLO, only lost 4 of his own. And if we look at income, yeah, I was definitely favoring the Zerg player towards the end stage of that game. So fantastic display of just Zerg dominance there. Did he finish up with upgrades? Yeah, 3-3 on his Lings. Pretty good stuff. Adrenal glands. Hopefully, did he not have a? Nope, he didn't have adrenal glands. What the what? Huh? Maybe next time he'll get adrenal glands. That's very odd. All right, great. So good game. And that's going to be it from me. So this has been the Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.